Greetings, and as we record, it's a happy new moon or whatever. It's a new moon. It could be any kind of new moon, but let's pretend it's happy or make it happy with our practice today, if you will. I want to invite you to have a ball with us. We're going to start laying around on the ground a little bit. We're going to use a ball, a release ball, a tennis ball, or a lacrosse ball, whatever kind of ball you might have, to do some release work. We'll start up with just a little warm-up things lying down, and then we'll have our ball. And then we'll get into a little more flow, but keeping it pretty mellow today here as we dive into the depths of autumn, as the just this morning turning of the new moon. I think we're so very close. It may, even as we record, be like any second now. Let me look. New moon is today. Okay, it happened. We are 0.1%. It's dark moon. That's the moon phase app. It's pretty great. It's on your calendar. All right, to the, or just one of them. So I listened to this wonderful story this morning from this indigenous woman from a tribe in the Penobscot region on the East Coast. And I just love the beauty, the wonder, the mystery of how all the traditions from all over the world have such similar experiences and stories and origin stories. When there was no internet and someone was like, oh, that's a good idea, let's use that one. It was just like generally arising. So it's this story of this body of water and these energies that were masculine and feminine, kind of like moon and sun, and she singing to the water, and this the vibrations were moving over the water, causing ripples that eventually started becoming into forms, and those forms begin to rise up out of the water, luminous, and the he, which was the embrace around that body of water, like embrace these luminous forms, and they lifted this up as she kept singing, and in like a great, hi B, wow, right in my face, luminous seed, and that seed just exploded into brilliant sprays of light that became the universe that we live in. Creation stories, that sound familiar? Like so many creation stories, the teaching of the story is that we are all one. We're all this one luminous ball of light that just exploded out into all these little points that are the same thing, the oneness, having simultaneous experience of individuation at the same time. These are the tantric teachings. This is the Big Bang. I don't know, we could keep going, extrapolating out. It's also similar Jewish creation story that I've heard, and more in like feminine Jewish mysticism. I don't know enough to say more about that, but nonetheless, we are all one. It's the bumper sticker in many stories and many forms. It is the truth that we know that is so easy to forget. We belong here in our hearts. We belong here on this earth. We are connected, children of the earth. And in this tradition that was shared with me today, I'm sorry, I don't remember how to say the indigenous name, meaning that we're children of the earth is that we are the youngest species on this earth, and that we're the unruly ones that still have so much to learn, and we're invited to look to the wisdom of our elders, the elders being all of nature, all that is around us. Like, how do things work? How does nature take care of itself? How does nature rebirth? How does nature gestate? And so we are in this period here in the autumn and the new moon of this dreaming time, this visioning, this nurturing, this tending to the darkness, the subconscious, rest, renewal, relaxing being that we're in this time. I want to invite you to just lay down now. Have your ball nearby. We're going to get to that really soon. Here's my ball. And you might also have a nearby. You may want to use that. But for now, just go ahead and lay down. Earth, sometimes also known as floor, and feel that earth floor supporting you. Imagine and remember, if you will, your body as part of the earth. Your body, gift of this earth, you, child of the earth, of the stars, of the universe. Big hug. Little rock. Breath into that connection and remembrance of your body and the earth. One. And the same. Held, supported, breathed. I am. Letting go breaths. Allow a little melting, if you will. Imagine into the illusion of the lines of separation between ourselves and that which holds us, between ourselves and one another. This perceived border becoming permeable right now in your body. And the earth as one in this cycle of transmutation, of healing, and renewal. Let's extend the legs out and cross your right ankle over the left. And then draw, and then also reach up and take hold of the left wrist. Bring the feet over to the right as far as you can, and hold on to that left wrist with your right hand and draw your hand up and over. So you're arcing and making a crescent of your body over to your right side, elongating that left side. Deep full breaths into this gentle opening. Again, lying on the earth, but feeling a new part of you getting softer. Imagine even again some permeability there as you receive energy from the earth right now, the trees, the mycelia, the crystals, the rocks, the underground waters, the dark earth that is transmuting old life, trees and beings into new life, nourishment, nutrients. And deep full breaths. We'll go one more cycle. And let's just switch sides. Go ahead and uncross the legs. And we're going to go over to the left. So first, if you'd like, bring the legs over and then cross the ankles. And take hold of that right wrist. Up and over on the earth to the left. Long side body. Deep full breaths. Breath in the nose. Breath out the mouth. Big inhale, and as you exhale, you can release the hands. Go ahead and bend both knees. So you're kind of like when you say cross-legged, just like that, with that kind of cross-legged seat. Inhale, and as you exhale, let's pick the knees up. You could hold on to the knees here. You could hold on to the bottom thigh, or maybe reach for your ankles or the outsides of the feet. Flex the feet, and so the ankles are really straight and strong, and then rotate or roll the body back down to the earth. This may be pretty big on your hips and maybe knees. Bring the feet in closer to the sides. Or if you have space here and your ankles are straight and strong and your knees are okay with it, maybe put the heels up more towards the height of the knees. So they're making a cross, maybe even almost a straight line across. Work your shoulders down the back. And no forcing here, because if the hips are tight, the knees are going to try to take the stretch for you. And really, we never want to stretch our knees. And then when you're ready, take that top ankle and cross it over the bottom thigh, interlace the hands behind that right or bottom thigh, pull it back. Round and breathe. And please stay with that as you like, just gently warming the hips up right now. When you're ready, you can release the arms down, send the legs up into the sky. Remember what leg you just sat on top. And we're going to switch it up. Just cross the legs again like you're sitting cross-legged, like when you sit in the chair. And then we'll reach down either for the back of the legs, the ankles, or possibly curl up. Flex the feet strong, reach for the outsides of the feet, and roll on back. Again, feet could be nice and close into your hips, or if you've got more space, more up towards knee height. Flex strongly, shoulders down the back. Breath in the nose and breath out the mouth. Again, maybe a little rock, strong ankles, protected knees, soft jaw, and breathful hips. And please stay with that as you like, or cross the ankle over the other thigh, flex that top foot, pull the bottom thigh back as you ease the top thigh away. Soft jaw, again, rock and roll. Anything that feels good for you here, another or so. How's the jaw and tongue? Maybe take an intentional yawn or stretch out of your face to really invite the jaw to soften and relax. The tongue to relax deep into the body. And take your time, unwind there. And bring your feet to the earth, knees bent. Here, you're welcome to go super mellow and just bring your block at any height, standing underneath your sacrum, and rest the sacrum on that block and reach the hands around the block as you're able so that you can roll the shoulders on the back and lift your chin. Please stay right here as long as you like, or power it up. Make the elbows active. Squeeze could come between the thighs onto your block. Elbows rooting into the earth. Hands face one another. Keep the chin lifted. And pulse rippling through the spine. Rippling up. Rippling back down. or just hold at the top, interlace, squeeze glutes, squeeze shoulders, lift heart, lift chest. Work the back body strong, engaging all those muscles to open the front body bright, because soon we're going to work into opening the back body by way of rolling around on the earth here a little more. Last couple. Resting or strengthening, open in bridge. Last big inhale. And follow any exhale to release the arms and ripple on down. You could put your block off to the side, or let's do this thing for the shoulder, neck shoulder connection. Again, gentle, twisty, cleansing, clearing stuff. So you might use your block as your alarm system here. Bend the knees. So the knees are straight out from the hips to the side, and the heels are straight down from the knees. So you've got a 90-degree angle going on there from hip, knees, ankles. Block stands there just to make sure you don't draw the leg back in this, so the sacrum stays connected. Rotation comes through the spine. Bottom arm comes straight out from the shoulder forward. Top hand slides across that bottom arm. Reach past it. Curl the fingers in and pull with your fingertips along the palm. Your arm across the chest. And keep unfurling open there. We'll take just 4 more breaths into this lung meridian. Reach across and press in. Imagine, if you will, clearing out any stagnancy, any grief, encouraging that lung meridian to brighten in its tide here, welcoming in more breath, more space for the new. 3 more breaths. And take your time with that. Follow your exhale as you're ready. Back to neutral. Reach past that bottom hand, piece of chalk, quote unquote, with your top hand, and let's draw a big old rainbow overhead. Keep the chalk, your fingers connected to the earth as much as you can there. Roll it on open till it's straight up from the other shoulder, maybe even a little further down, and draw that line back. Again, of course, acknowledging if the shoulders are tight, this is going to be challenging. Arm might float. Maybe you engage that shoulder in. If you're hyper, then you can engage that shoulder in, plug it in. So there's muscular action here, and we're not doing any popping of the shoulder or dislocation of the shoulder. If this is discomforting for you in any way, that's really a no for your body. Of course, just go to your edge where something there for you and come back, or go back to the first version if that doesn't trigger you. And let's continue a few more breaths, drawing that rainbow overhead, rolling through the shoulder, all those connections. Head rolls too, unless that makes you dizzy, just warming up into what we're about to be massaging into, so it's not quite as shocking. All right, take your time. Once you're complete there, we're gonna step the feet to center and roll on over to the other side. Hips, knees, ankles, 90 degrees. Block standing behind the sacrum, or just really sure you keep that connection. Knees connected, sacrum level, bottom arm straight out from the shoulder, and top hand reaching past that bottom hand. And then curl those fingers in, sliding back along that inner arm across the chest, unfurling open as you inhale, and exhaling cross body. Reach out as far as you can. And curl in with that press. Imagine, if you will, clearing any grief, stickiness, stagnancy in your lungs, opening to the light, opening to deeper, fuller breaths, opening to the new that is coming with this new moon. Maybe vision that for yourself. Last breath or so in this way. And again, stay with that version if it feels like there's something there for you. Or reach past the bottom hand next time you come back and draw that rainbow up overhead, opening with the rainbow, open heart, open shoulder, rotating the neck, breathing in a new day. And last 2 or 3 breaths, wherever you're at. Come on back to center. Oh, we're gonna grab our ball now. And if you've got loose, flappy clothes like I have at the moment, this sweater, you might want to remove that, even though it's still chilly out here. Hey, it's all good being with the autumn. Okay, and grab your ball, and we'll start in the hips. So sacrum, the big triangular bone at the base of the spine. On either side of the sacrum, little spots where the iliopsoas and other things, the upper and lower body stabilize, connect to the spine as it moves into the tailbone. And underneath the iliac crest, or this bone, a big back side of your hip bone, feel into there and palpate just under the top edge of that bone and outside of the sacrum. Some spots. That's where we're going. So feel right outside sacrum, just beneath iliac crest. There's first spot and that muscly gathering. And then down and in, down and in, down and in. So you're between, on the last one is between your tailbone and your sits bone. That'll be a smaller spot that we'll be more careful with and spend less time in. We're going to enter these areas by way of laying on the back again. So you'll bring the ball under your iliac crest, just outside the hip bone. You could keep, or the sacrum, you could keep the feet on the floor and just kind of roll into that, rock and roll it around a little bit there to go deeper. Cross that side that you're on, that ankle over the other thigh, and then lean into that ball. Ooh, so exciting, sensational even. And we'll just roll that around. If there is an intense spot, you could let it sit right there a little bit or keep it moving. Think of what we're aiming to do here. Create fluidity in that area. Massaging into these connection points, these rising points between the upper and lower. They hold a lot of tension. They can get a little atrophied or stagnant from excessive sitting. So here we are, giving these crucial areas some love today in a nice, easy way. And I know it might be pretty intense, so just keep the breathing going. And big breaths in the nose, out the mouth. We'll stay in this top spot, another couple breaths. You could go a little wider out into that band that wraps around the top outside of the hip. So moving towards the outer hip there, towards the glute. Maybe even into the edge of that. And I am a little sore here too, y'all, so maybe it's something that we all did together after all, and I just don't remember what that was. But yeah, lots of us are point today. Maybe it's the moon, blame it on the moon. All right, well, you're gonna roll it down, second spot. So you're moving down and in like a V, thinking about moving along the line of your sacrum, but outside it, of course. With this work, we don't want to get onto any bones, but just outside of to the connecting points that tend to get less stretch or less fluidity because they're crucial in stabilizing, but also they can be gathered. So here we're just a little self-massage today. Letting go breaths. How's your mouth? Oh, your tongue, your breath? How are your hands? Last 2 or 3 breaths in this spot. You two are again move down and in a little bit. Third spot out of 4, so the last one's going to be very small. So hopefully you feel that you're not near your sits bone or tailbone here, not near as in about to run into it. But of course, kind of nearby. Here we are, down in the depths of the glute and the connections of the psoas, piriformis, all kinds of good stuff. How's your jaw? Keep the breath going. Imagine that breath just washing through there, washing through. And then as you like, the last point, so it's a much smaller area, and you'll probably feel that little bruisey feeling if you get too close to the bones here, so try not to. You're pretty much between the tailbone and the sits bone, and this little wiggle, roll around there, whatever you got space for. Stay there as you like, add intensity as you like, soften it as needed to be breathful and not for that. Sometimes we're like, oh yeah, I couldn't get in there, but you realize you're gripping your teeth, your jaw, your tongue. So you're telling your body, no, don't let them in. And we want to let them in, the ball, the stretch, whatever the them is in this case, so that we can get the benefit of it. So we have to notice when we're in harmony with ourselves and when we're not. And of course, again, this reads off the mat. You know, sometimes defense mechanisms will be there and we can acknowledge them. And it's just going to more beneficial to not force, not push, not try really hard, but to lean in, to find that edge where we're still breathful. We sense a little tensing, resistance, or fear that's there. And now we're circling up and out. So from where you are, circle up and out, spiraling up and out, up and out. Pause anywhere that it's extra sensational. Maybe give it a little more attention. You could spiral out and to the hip as far as you like. And so again, back into that idea of not meeting our edges with force or gut or trying hard, but meeting our edges with curiosity, with awareness, with wonder, with compassion. What's there? Where can I feel that arising maybe of fear, of resistance, and still be in the ease, the breathfulness, the unconditional loving awareness and compassion. Please stay with that as you like, or once you're done, unwind, release the block, Release the legs and take pause. Notice the difference in your legs, your hips, your back, maybe your knees, your shoulders. I kind of feel a tingling, a warmth of circulation, and yeah, tingling even in my knee. There for you. What have you done? So notice always, every time, how much longer this leg that we just worked on feels. And when I walk around the room, I can see how much longer that leg is on most people after we do. Let's come back up into that little bridge setup. Bring the ball just outside the sacrum, just beneath the iliac crest, that hip bone. And just find that first sweet spot of muscular tendon connection. And soft as you gently rock and roll around and breathe into the fluidity that you're welcoming there. Again, you could rock that out to the side a little bit along that top band of muscle. Likely a bit of psoas there that wraps all the way around to the front of the groin. And stay with that another breath or two. Again, maybe long if your body asks, or less long as you like. And when you're ready, we're going to move from that first beginning point down and in a bit to the next point of connection. Greetings, settling in, rock, or maybe draw some circles. Breathe into that massage. How's the mouth? Again, please stay with that point as you like, or as inspired and move towards that third point. And slowly, inquisitively move here. When you're ready, we'll bring it down to that final point. Gently, carefully investigating this last connection point without bruising the bone. Wiggle, excuse me, rock into that as you like. And then from there, as inspired, you begin to spiral up and out. Massaging through that hip. Big circles, and seeking out those sensational areas. What needs a little more attention here? Please stay with that as you like. Once you feel complete there, unwind. Again, you might take a little pause of extending the legs out, noticing the circulation, the warmth, the softness, whatever it is that you've affected there. Stay with that as you like, or one thing I like to do after to just kind of connect it all is to step the feet together, knees bent, and rock side to side. You could extend the arms out to the sides or up and breathe that stretch. Press down a bit as you roll through. You could engage the navel a bit for that to help give a little more pressure, a little more massage into that rock, or let it be easy. Also, you could play with feet wide as you roll side to side, getting the front of that same or one of the same primary worked with there, the iliopsoas, which is actually more of a collection of muscles. Connective tissue, everything good, soft, washed, refreshed. Hopefully that was good for you. Lots of movement in there from me. And now we're going to play into the shoulders. So we're going to go just outside of the spine, just inside of the scapula. So large one there is the rhomboid muscle, a big, wide, horizontal band of muscle that goes from the upper thoracic there into the over towards the scapula. So this, and also here, just beneath that, in the same general area, maybe even a tiny bit further down, are the bottom connection of the muscles that connect our head to the spine. So this can all get really tense whenever we're slouching or head forward or shoulders forward. These muscles are overstretched, so they're grabbing and holding on because that's their job, trying to keep your shoulders on, try to keep your head on. And so we want to give these muscles permission to just let go here. So we're going to bring the ball first right in the middle of that rhomboid muscle, if you can find it there. And we're going to bring the ball in there and reach the arm up overhead on the earth and reach, shrug your shoulder up, and then exhale, slide that scapula down. Inhale, reach, shrug shoulder, exhale, slide scapula down. So you'll be going up and down the length of that rhomboid. Going cross fibers on it in this way. All kinds of other good stuff there too. This tends to be a primary one that thick band of gripping often. So washing that out, breathing that out, rolling that on out. And you might take this shrug all the way, maybe even a little deeper if you'd like to move the ball up a little higher and shrug so that ball begins to roll into the top of your trapezius there. So you might even get to the top edge of that muscle, top of the shoulder, the back side of the top of your shoulder. And then David has graciously shared with us today how you can also get into the top of that shoulder by placing a ball in there and against the corner of a door jamb. So I'm going to try that later. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll just throw that cred out there and inspiration, because it again, as I can feel that, yeah, that could use some attention too. So rolling, rolling, and stay with that as you like. Or whenever you're ready, we're gonna take the the fibers grow on the rhomboid muscle. So we're going to open the arm out to the side, and you can kind of feel where you're squeezing the scapula and the ball towards the spine. And then we're going to take that hand and reach cross body as we did earlier, but differently. And just reaching, so you're opening that muscle with some pressure there closer to the spine. And then make kind of like you're pulling back weights. So the elbow bends, the palm pulls. There's some action there where you're squeezing the shoulder blade towards the spine. So squeezing the ball into the rhomboid a bit and then reach across, opening it up. Inhale and exhale, squeeze, rolling that ball a little more side to side here as you do. And again, if you notice that you're near something that wants a little more attention, go ahead and be softer. There's a thicker band of connection and tension for most people. It's beneficial stretches. And, you know, there's things to be discovered there. You could slide as you reach. So you're getting a little of both. Just play with it. Find where your communication from your body is coming from. Breathe into it. Roll into it. Wash out any stagnancy there. Well, right. Shiny, like cleaning any clogged, fertile ground for new fields, new possibilities, new ideas and stories into this body. And stay with that as you like, or pause anywhere. When we're doing release work and you find the want to pause, I really suggest not pausing longer than 5 or 10 seconds, definitely not longer than 15, because we're looking to fluidize. That's the work we're doing, and fighting fluidity. So when we stop too long, we're blocking fluidity. A little stop can, push in deeper so that when we release, you get a rush of fluids. A longer stop's just going to cause, longer period of less fluidity. Pause now without your ball in there and just notice the difference in the quality of the connection of your back and shoulders to the earth on that side, the circulation, the warmth, the softness. What else? What do you notice there? When you're ready, second side, last bit of having a ball here. And we'll bring that ball again just beneath the connector there. And reach that arm up, overhead, stretch it out, reaching, and exhale, slide that scapula down, pulling the arm down. Inhale, reach, pull scapula down, roll that ball up and down the length of those muscles. And a rhomboid there. And then as oh wait, I found a spot. So intense sometimes. Yep, there's that. We're right behind the heart. Hello, heart. Hello, back of the heart. Hello, past. Hello, whatever is there. Greeting sensation. Breathful embrace. Breathful melting and surrender. And whenever you like, you might roll it up just a little higher for that shrug slide. So you begin making your way towards the trapezius muscle there, the top or muscle on the shoulder, and find any trigger points there that want some attention. A little pause or a smaller, tinier movement anywhere that feels a hot spot or a resistant spot. Breathe into it, imagine a wash and a melt. Any little movements of completion there. Stay as you like, or when you're ready, back into that center of that rhomboid, and then reaching cross body, and then pulling back with the bent elbow, squeeze, unfurl, and reach out as you like, and then reach across. Find the way that's right for you and the particular part of that, or again, you could kind of reach and roll. I'm finding a little more dynamic action in there. Last couple breaths, and guess in case, unless, of course, your body wants you to go more, please do what's right for you. Otherwise, we're just did some more active poses now to feel into the stretch, the space, the softness that we've made. So when you're ready, roll on over to the side that's facing the screen or to your right side, whatever you prefer. And let's have the bottom elbow a little forward of the shoulder here, and let the shoulder shrug up towards the ear so that you're getting a nice long side body stretch there. I'm going to stand the top foot in front of that bottom thigh. You could give a little press into that top thigh and rotate towards your thigh or the sky. And stay with that. Or come on up onto the hand, shrug the shoulder up a whole lot there. And again, push into that top thigh as you really shrug the shoulder up. Breathe that side body long, all those lower lats opening, lots of lats opening, maybe some QL, pressing that top thigh away. Stay with that or spiral, intercostal muscles front and back. So you can always turn this back down to where we came from, or you can go bigger here. And you may notice we're getting connected here with the shoulder and the side body and the hip, just really feeling a little deeper into these two crucial ways they connect. So to go bigger, here's that. Scoop that top shoulder blade down the back, lift your heart. It's going to be bigger more for the hips than for the shoulder, although that will happen too. Scoop down, up, and then when you're ready, push into your feet and lift everything up. That top foot is standing about center thigh. Push into that thigh bone around the head of the femur as much as you can in pretty close. And exhale and spiral in and keep the shoulder plugged in. Let your hip dip down. There's side body again. A whole lot more hip. Exhale is here as you spiral. Inhale, push into your feet. Lift that top hip and stretch the top arm long. And as you exhale, hand to that upper inner thigh, push in. Dip the hip down, spiral in, looking down. Inhale, push in, lift the hips up, stretch them long, and exhale, dip it on down, spiraling in. Let your breath lead. And let's take a pause on the belly. Push into the feet, stretch the legs back, hands under the shoulders, roll your shoulders around, and open heart, cobra. and back, child's pose. And push the hips back, breathe your lower back, relax the neck, heavy head. You could push gently into the head there in your child's pose to stretch out or really more so activate the cervical curve, giving a little pressure there into the forehead as well, vagus nerve. And when you're ready, flip it on over, roll it on over, whatever's right for you. Second side. Again, we'll start down low. Elbow, shoulder, and then let that shoulder. So then, I can see it doesn't look like it's forward of the shoulder anymore, but and that's what's important. So lengthening out that top side and top foot stands in front of the thigh. Push into that thigh a bit and roll to the ground. Roll to the thigh or sky. Play with your breath there, just feeling into the rotation in the lats, intercostals, whatever's showing up. Please stay with that if that's what's right for you. Or come on up. We'll go a little deeper. Hand forward of the shoulder again. Really shrug it up and let that side stretch out. And push into that top leg and spiral looking down. Spiral open, little press. Move with your breath. Again, stay with this or go bigger. Scoot that bottom shoulder blade down, lift your heart, push into your feet, lift your hips up, bring that top hand to the upper inner thigh. Exhale, push and spiral in, down, squeeze the breath out. Inhale, push into your feet, lift that top hip up and stretch the arm long. Exhale, press in, spiral in, dip down. Exhale, push in, lift hip, stretch long side body into the hip there with the breath. Whatever's right for you. Last couple breaths. And stay and play with that as you like, or come on back to your belly and Sphinx if you prefer, or Cobra, hands under the shoulders, roll it around, open it up. Yeah, maybe locust, hands interlace on the sacrum, push it down, root that sacrum, pull the hands up and back, tiny bend in the elbows, lift the chest, push into pubic bone, lift the navel, dip the chin slightly, back of the neck long, maybe squeeze the legs, lift them up. Couple more breaths, whatever you're choosing to play with. Following the exhale to lower down. Inhale, open, and exhale back. Child's pose again for us, the hips back. Breathe your lower back. And let's roll on through. You might shift the weight forward across your ankles and come to sit, legs straight out of you. You are welcome to just simply take Dandasana here right now. And that staff of life pose, hands directly next to the hips, supporting length of the spine, toes drawing back, actively root into the earth, feeling that rooting energy of the new moon, drawing us into connection with earth, subconscious, the dark waters, reflective states, new beginnings, planting seeds, planning the next one step on the way to your vision. Repeating your mantra of your bhav, your yes, I am joy, I am freedom, I am lifting up, I am grateful, I am forgiveness, whatever it is, breathe it. Stay here in this staff of life rooting to rise. Blossom thyself. Press into the feet, squeeze shoulders, lift the hips. Tabletop, serve yourself up. Shoulders on the back, booty squeezes, tailbone long, navel up. Ears in line with shoulders, in line with ribs and hips. Try not to let anything drop down. Breathful here. You could pulse in and out of it or hold it. Again, opening the front body. Trying to balance out that opening of the back body we did. Little engagement of the strength of the back body again to open the front body. Last breath or two. And exhale, come on back and down. Again, you could return just to Dandasana or inhale, arms up, wiggle up out of the waist, and exhale, pour the pelvic bowl forward and like a wave, come forward. You may want to sit up higher for this so you can get the support for the pelvic bowl to tilt forward, or as you like, bend the knees if you need. You could pull the feet in to try to plug the femurs in and get that pelvic bowl to roll forward. You're welcome to inhale, reach up, crest like a wave over the body. And back up along the shore of the body, or at any point, just rest and bow into yourself. You could stack up at any point, elbows, fists, block, blanket, pillows, small children, stuffies, whatever you got, or stay upright, or find an edge there if you can. Rest your forehead so the neck muscles, those connections that we worked on, can relax. Don't do it right now. Don't let the head or shoulders lead here in a way without the head being supported. We want to keep that work that we did. Try not to let these muscles kick back into overdrive again right now. Breathing back body as you bow into yourself. What are the sensations? Where are they showing up? Please stay in your forward as long as you like, or drape up. Find any comfortable seat. Notice the energy present, what's moved or changed since you began, what wants attention right now, what wants to be known, heard, seen. Inner awareness. How's your breath? Circulation, heartbeat. What thoughts or emotions are present? Please stay in meditation as long as you like, or of course, Drape down into any final resting, inspired. Observing the inner landscape, the breath like the breezes, your circulation in the waters of this earth. Sense your place on this earth. You, child of earth, now belonging, connected, and your place in the great mystery, breath of sky, light of infinite and divine. One point, one spark of the great sun of all of life, all of us, the one experiencing its many, many facets and coming in and out of form, experiencing ourselves as individual, unique, ephemeral. I encourage you to stay in resting or meditation as you like. If you're ready to finish with me, maybe take pause to hold your body. Intentionally deepen your breath, welcome it like a great guest into this hug, like a best friend, like a beloved. May all the effort and energy of this practice nourish us in body, mind, and spirit. May it ripple out to be of benefit. And I thank you to all those who hold the wisdom of our ancestors, who hand down stories and teachings that help to serve life and the awakening and remembrance of our connection to earth, to spirit, and another. Thank you. Thank you, Indigenous elders, wisdom elders. Thank you to the elders of our teachers, to the birds, to the waters, to the trees, to the stones. Thank you to all that hold and support and inspire us. Thank you to my teachers and gurus on this path of yoga. Thank you for the practices. Thank you to modern neuroscience and all of that for the therapeutics, for the deeper layers. Thank you to all of humanity that works for the and the connection and the inspiration, the awakening of all of us to our connection to one another. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mahalo. Namaste. Aho. Om. Om. Please reach out with any questions or comments. I'm going to stop the recording now. Blessings on your journey. Thank you for your work.